So welcome Liz from the Betty Wivell Academy of Dance.
Thank you.
Great to have you here, and really interested to talk about your forthcoming event, which we're the proud sponsors of at James Alexander, as you know.
Yes.
But we'd also like to talk about the wider picture as well. But let's start with the event. I understand that it's starting on the 11th of November.
That's right, yeah, at the Seacombe Theatre in Sutton, and the children are very excited.
I can imagine, yeah. What's the age range of the children that will be there?
The youngest will be 3, and I can't tell you the oldest because she's actually been at the school for 50 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And in terms of the actual performance, can you tell us a little bit about what it's going to be about and how it's going to be?
Yeah, it's the first act is kind of a fairy tale of about 2 young girls, and the classes, we've got ballet classes and tap classes, kind of interweaving the story together. And then in Act 2, we're celebrating 50 years of the Betty Wivell Academy by doing shows from the West End that our pupils have actually performed in.
Wow.
And we've been really lucky because some of our ex-students have come back and recreated some of the numbers for us.
So your ex-students are coming back in and joining the show?
They're not actually dancing,
right.
They came in and choreographed numbers for us, yeah. So we've had 5 numbers in the show choreographed by former students.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And this is going to be from the 11th. We're going to flash up the details so you can book online, and you should come along, especially if you're a Norbury resident. I think it's a great thing to support, and I think you'd be amazed at the standard, because I've seen some of the standard of your dancers from the various events we've been in together.
Yeah.
And it absolutely is amazing. So I thoroughly recommend you come along and see the quality, and also the history of Betty Wivell is. We were just talking about it off air, weren't we? And you've taught me a lot that I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
The fact that it was started by your mother, for instance.
Absolutely. So Mum started it over 50 years ago, basically in our home in Norbury, and she used to just roll the carpet back and then take the odd student here and there, and then suddenly realised that the front room wasn't big enough anymore, and then we moved into St Philip's Church Hall, and we've been there for many years.
And you're still there today?
And we're still there. We use it all week, Monday to Friday, and we have ballet and tap and jazz and singing and drama going on there all week. And then on Saturday we're at Parchmore Community Centre in Thornton Heath, and we're also at the Salvation Army in Crystal Palace. So
you're literally all over the place, aren't you?
Yes.
How many of you in total now?
There's approximately 300 students and 10 different members of teaching staff.
That's amazing. And your mum must be very proud.
Yeah.
Because I know your mum's still with us, which is great.
Yeah, she is. And Mum will be at every performance of the show.
Wow.
Bless her. I know, she wouldn't miss it. She still loves it, still passionate about it.
That's amazing. Now, I know we talked briefly about so many things. There's so much that we could actually get in. I think one of the things that I was really interested in was how people can get involved with you, because obviously there'll be a lot of people hopefully watching this who are currently thinking, well, I do a bit of dance, but I don't know where to go.
Yes.
And they're probably Norbury residents. They just don't know about you yet.
Yeah.
And they need to find you. So how would they start? How would they get in touch?
They just need to call us. Do you want me to say the number?
Well, what we can do is we'll flash that up on screen for you, together with the email address and a website, so people can get in touch.
That's fine. So we've got a website address as well, or email me.
So if you're a complete beginner and you're a young adult or even a young child, can you get in touch and
absolutely.
Just
so we take
along?
Anybody from literally 3 years old, where we do our TOTS ballet classes.
Yes.
We also hold adult ballet, adult jazz and adult tap as well.
Fantastic, yeah. And something we spoke about off air as well is this is not just for highly talented people.
No.
Although I know we've got and we'll talk about that in a moment.
Yes.
But actually, it's about self-esteem, it's about fun, it's about self-worth, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So much more than just, dancing and skill of dancing. You don't have to be great to get involved with you guys,
No,
do you?
I mean, I would say the majority of people at the school do it, but just because they love it and the fun they have, and also it keeps you fit. And from there, the friendship groups that, some of the students come at 3 and leave at 18, and from that generate lifelong friends.
Yeah. Well, as you know, one of our last interviews was with Phoebe Dunster,
yes.
and it was amazing. Now she's at Croydon Fairfield Halls performing.
That's right.
Absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
Just bouncing off of that, for the more talented people, you mentioned the Betty Wivell Agency.
That's right.
Where you take talented people and nurture them and bring them on and take them to different places. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so we have an agency at the school. It's very small, but it's there for the talented children who want to go on and do more. So So we currently have a young lady called Anna Louise who is playing the part of Matilda in Matilda.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how old is she?
She is 11, and yesterday she was at Buckingham Palace dancing a number from Matilda where she met William and Kate.
That's amazing.
Which is very exciting.
There's a picture, isn't there,
There
of
is
her
a
with
picture.
William and Kate.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. At that age as well.
I know.
Just fantastic.
A
And that
moment
came through.
she'll never forget for the rest of her life. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know that the raw talent has to be there. But,
Oh, goodness,
but also, you were there for her and nurtured that talent. And I think that's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, no, we're really, really proud of her. She's amazing. I managed to get to see her opening night with her mum and her dad, and there was many tears shed amongst us all.
I can imagine.
Very proud.
Must be a great feeling.
Yeah.
And I know that you do a lot for charity. I mean, we meet a lot at the various school events across the local area.
Yeah.
But also you have your own charity, don't you?
Yeah, we set up our own charity to help former Betty Wivell students go on to study at vocational colleges. At the moment we are funding children who are at Bird College, Lanes, Central School of Speech and Drama, Erdang, London Studio Centre, so quite a few.
Wow.
And we fundraise for that just at our various events like the show that's coming up.
Yeah.
We also take the children to residential homes, entertain, we do Christmas carol singing.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different stuff going on.
And all this money goes into your charity.
All of this goes back to the charity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned there are certain cases where, for instance, pupils are with you and there's a sad loss of a family member.
Yes,
and
yeah,
then
absolutely.
you go on to support that child through their dance education, if you will.
They might not have been able to afford it, so we help fund. Although I have to say that we're not a massive charity, so we do a little bit of the funding. I'd love to be able to fully support someone.
Yeah, of course.
Because 3 years could cost 40,000.
Wow. It's an expensive business,
It's an expensive hobby or profession or whichever way you go with it, yeah.
But as we were saying earlier, it's not just really about the dance itself, is it? It's more about the whole social development, especially for the children who come up from 3 years old through to 18.
Yeah,
I'm sure you see massive changes, and I'm sure many parents have said to you that their children maybe wouldn't be who they are now had they not been coming and attending your school.
I think because some of the children are literally there for 15 years, it just is a really safe place for them to grow, develop, mature, and go through all those different stages in life with people they feel comfortable with and safe with. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of the school itself, I know you've got links with the Brit School as well.
Yes.
That would be quite exciting for a lot of young people to hear, because we all know the famous people that came from the Brit School, and being a local institution, the fact that you're linked with them, I think, is a big thing.
Yeah, the Brit School is an amazing facility. I wish it had been around when I was training.
Yeah.
And it is only up the road, and we have 3 of our members of staff actually teach at the Brit School, so we're lucky to have them. And also several students from the Betty Wivell have gone on to audition and successfully get into the school, which is, again, we're really proud.
That's amazing. It must be really useful as well to have those teachers linking with you and the Brit School, so they're getting to spot the talent as they're doing the classes as well.
Absolutely, and obviously the calibre of teacher at the Brit School, for us to have that calibre is amazing.
Yeah.
And currently we've got 9 or 10 Betty Wivell students studying at the Brit School.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and they're having an amazing time. They're loving it. Yeah.
And the other thing about dance in Norbury, I mean, the little that I know about Norbury, when we were looking for links originally to what's good about Norbury, what's special about Norbury,
yes.
ballroom dance has been a big thing here for generations, hasn't it?
Yeah,
we know that the Strictly Dancers trained here at the Semi-Dance Studios, for
That's
instance.
right.
Matthew Cutler lives here.
Yes.
So, there's a big link there as well, isn't there, in the general dance community?
Yeah, I mean, dance has, as long as I've been alive, has been a massive part of Norbury. And going back in time, there was actually a full-time college in Norbury called the Grandison Clark College.
Wow.
And one of my teachers, Jill Miller, who's been working with me at the school now for 30 years, I believe, as a teacher, she actually trained there.
Wow.
So she's even more Norbury dance kind of royalty. Yeah.
Because we used to see people come from all over the world, literally, to come to Norbury to train to dance.
Yeah.
And you know, and I think now you're the only dance school left in Norbury, aren't you?
Yeah, because Semley Dancers unfortunately
Sadly closed and
moved
is now
to
going to be
Croydon.
flats, which is a bit of a shame.
Really sad. Really sad.
But
yeah,
still, we have you.
In Norbury, you would see my dancers walking up one way up the high street with the buns on their head, and the ballroom dancers walking the other way with the very tight cummerbunds and the big hairdos. Yeah.
And you can always tell the dancers. I find,
can always
from
tell the
posture,
dancers.
as they walk down the street, we're all slouching.